And they asked if I was Jordan's mother, and I said yes. And they said it was the hospital, a social worker from the hospital calling, and Jordan was being brought in by EMS, and that we needed to come to the hospital. And I asked if he was all right, and they just said, you need to come right now. And when we got there, they said, just come into this room. And I said, I don't want to come into a room, I want to go see my son. And the doctor and the social worker, and at the time it was the coroner, and we didn't know her at the time, told us they had done everything they could, but our son was gone. He always felt that he was more knowledgeable than the drugs, and ultimately that thought process took his life. He was doing weed, and then he was doing cocaine, and maybe trying some ecstasy and some of the other things. But it was when he started using fentanyl, which was 4 years ago. And it was before fentanyl was even talked about. I didn't even know how to spell it. I didn't know what it was. This should be a wake-up call for all governments at all levels, healthcare, police, etc. That fentanyl and other opioids are being sold in Regina, and they're killing people, like our son. People will say, well, they're calling the herd, let them die. They made the choice, so they deserve to die. They're a drain on society. The disdain is immense, and it's fairly intense. And I always say that addicts get judgment, and anybody who is suffering from another disease gets sympathy. Our son wasn't a bad person, he was a sick person. And until you've watched someone you love try and claw their way out, only to be dragged back in again, you don't know what it's like. And I always ask people to please reserve judgment. Our hope is that we can get some education and information and awareness out to help other families.